I
Innanne
was just
kappuana,
thinking.
innanne kappuana.
All feelings are welcome. All behavior is not welcome.
I wish to engage, I wish to interact, but I don't know how. And music becomes a very quick space, It all goes down to slowing down and observing the child.
Wake up, show up, and we'll figure it out.
Yeah. So giving them that exposure is equally important for them to start making choices. Palo, 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 palito, palo, eh. Palo bonito, palo, eh.
I know it by heart.
Mama, mama.
Please stop. Welcome to the Mother Lords.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to another episode of the Mother Lords, the podcast where we three friends get together to talk about all the fun and chaos of parenting and have silly conversations, just like we're going to have today. But today we have someone very special with us, a musical soul and an early educator, Madhura Gupte.
Hello, hello, hello.
We're your hosts. I'm Ria. I'm mother of a 5-year-old and 2-year-old girl.
I'm Hina. I'm mom to 2 5-year-old twin boys.
Hi, I'm Alicia. I have a 5-year-old little girl and a 2-year-old little boy.
Welcome, Madhura.
Hi,
Thank you.
Madhura.
Hi, this is so exciting, and I'm so happy to be a part of this podcast. To see my dear parents from class to do something so exciting. It is so awesome. And I'm really excited and I'm so happy for you guys. And please do this and make parenting a more joyous space. And
Thank you.
Good
That
on
means a
you.
lot. That
We're
means
so
a lot.
excited to have
Madhura has
you
known
here.
us for the last 5 years because we've been
Yeah.
going to her. Please, can you tell us a little
Yeah.
bit about yourself so people have
yes.
context?
Tell us more about who you are, what you do, why
So-
do kids love you?
Oh.
Why do we love
And
you?
why
Why
we
do
love
parents
you.
love you?
So I'm Madhura. I have been in the field of early child education for over 15 years. I'm a music educator as well, and I think I just stumbled upon this when I started off Little Miracles. That's my organization about 15 years back. Is when I realized that this is a space that makes me really happy. It's a space of full of innocence, and I think I really connected with that aspect of being with children, of being with parents, and over a point, even educating parents and guiding them to a large extent, because there's just so much information everywhere, and you need that kind of personal touch because having seen their own children grow up, and for me to observe these children and to kind of guide parents, it's really a beautiful kind of extension from music class and Montessori classes, etc., to kind of helping parents to parent better.
Well, you're such a
Can I
natural
just
at
say
it.
on behalf of parents everywhere and me and Alicia and Hina, thank you.
Yeah, we are so
Bitch.
thankful for you.
We are so grateful and thank you. Before we
Yeah.
knew anything, I mean, especially because we started coming to you when it was just fresh out of COVID, right?
Right.
And all of us have had COVID babies, and there was nothing except like we were grasping at anything to like kind of help us.
Right.
And you
right.
just came like this melodic angel, like into our lives.
Really Yeah, but it's certainly, I mean, music is something that just gets me so excited and so happy. And I want to kind of pass it on to children, because so many times we see children, they're so busy, they're so caught up in daily life per se, that music is that one happy pop of element.
Yeah.
And that gets everybody happy, It's just like even the parents are happy,
Yeah, I
the
was just
children are
gonna say
happy, grandparents who come to class are happy. I've got an aunt, I've got a bua coming in saying that I've attended your music classes online during the pandemic, and here I am with my little one for like an in-person class. I mean, who would have thought that waving to a bua on COVID on Zoom during COVID would be, I'm having this parent sitting here now, so
Yeah.
it's a really sweet
It's really
space.
something.
It's a
And
good way to spend time with your kids also.
it's
Like,
a healthy way. And so many times parents, like fathers especially,
Yeah.
like they come back from work, they're like, oh, I'm so tired, but I don't know what to do with my child. I wish to engage, I wish to interact, but I don't know how. And music becomes a very
Yeah.
quick space, that for them to just kind of bond on something.
because it's universal, right? It just doesn't. It's not only for the kids, and you're not going
Absolutely.
down to their space. You're at the same level
Yeah.
as the
100%.
kids.
And music is something that everyone can find something that they love and that they enjoy and that maybe calms their mind. Whatever kind of mood you're in, there's music for that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And all kinds, so it's pretty much where you've got songs right from, your heartbreak songs
Correct.
to like
Your happy
your love and
dancing
emotional songs and everything. So it's just
Yeah.
really
It's
taking
so
one
feel good.
through
I
it.
know.
Yeah.
I know there are days when I've come into class and I'm looking like this, and you've looked at me and you've said, "Did you have a rough day?" And then walked out jumping at the end of class. Me, the kids, and
Yeah,
the whole
yeah.
mood changes.
Absolutely. For that.
We also love it.
Yeah, we also love it too.
But maybe switching gears a little
Yeah.
bit. We do want to know all about music, but I think you also are an early educator, right? So, can you tell our listeners a little bit about why is early education? What is early education? Why is it so important? Beyond the ABCs and the 1, 2, 3s.
Certainly. So, very honestly, if I have to go into the details of things, early education is not only what happens in a school setup or in a preschool, etc. Early education, when I did my Montessori education, when I studied, like we study the absolute nuances in how a child is born, the way the birthing happens for the child, if it's a C-section, if it's a normal delivery, etc. So
to
it
that
goes
level.
right
Wow.
from that to like a prenatal phase as well. Because I got so interested in understanding how a person's, like how an individual's personality is developed. So it goes right back to the prenatal stage. And from there on, once the child is born, the kind of environment that the child is born in is brought up in, the social aspects, the emotional aspects, the physical aspects. There are so many nitty-gritties that one actually can go into, because as you start observing children, and if you go into the details of all of that, you'll start noticing certain patterns in all children. And that's a certain pattern we all are born with. It's just what makes us human. So to try and understand that part of a certain sensitivity at that particular age is what we end up learning in early child education. So say, for instance, you're looking at maybe early onset of speech, right? What is it
Yeah.
that you can give that child in terms of speech, in terms of language at that particular age? You'll start noticing it when the brr starts happening, when the baba starts happening, and
Yeah.
da starts happening.
Right.
Yeah.
So that is when the mouth, the tongue, everything's getting ready for speech, for language. And that's the time where the most amount of conversations need to happen, the most amount of songs or singing needs to happen, most amount of different kind of languages need to happen at that age, so that you're feeding in the child all the necessary things that are required for them to start speaking. Like you're literally like feeding in stuff for them to have an output of what they can come out with. So that could be one example. Say, for instance, you've got a child who is, in music class, if we have to talk about that, if you see a child slowly, kind of
Shaking a little
bouncing
bit,
from
right?
the torso.
Yeah.
And it's so amazing, because I know that, yes, this is music development happening in this
Feeling
child.
the-
And
Yeah.
the child is feeling it. And after a point, all the little things that is the child is singing, the child is grooving, the child is tapping to the beat.
Yeah.
And it's such a, and it all goes down to slowing down and observing the
Mm.
child. You know, I
Mm.
would say that
It's an
let's-
amazing thing to be able to
Yeah.
notice it, I
Yeah,
think. And
yeah,
as parents, I
exactly.
don't think
Or
I would
even
notice
like if
it
you
on a daily.
notice it, to be able to recognize what you're noticing.
Yeah, yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
Because I've seen it in yours, like your son, he is so musical. Like anytime like a beat comes on and he's like
He's
bobbing. Yeah,
grooving.
he's grooving.
He-
Or
He
even my
can't sit
kids.
anymore. So
Yeah.
if his current favorite song is Apater, which also he corrects the way I
Oh,
pronounce it.
really?
I think
The
all kids.
moment it starts playing, even if he's sitting in his high chair and eating,
Right.
stand up. I need to dance.
Yeah.
No, you need to finish eating.
we were watching the kids' musical, like their show, and he was sitting right next to me, and it was a musical show, so every
Right.
song, he was like dancing throughout.
Yeah.
He was
Bouncing
bouncing on your
on
lap.
your
Yeah,
But
yeah.
you know that this kid
Yeah.
enjoys music,
Yeah,
but you
like
wouldn't
he-
know
yeah.
what you just said, like the
Right.
musical development is happening and how to
How-
address
Yeah.
that.
Absolutely.
I mean,
Yeah.
for me, I think, okay, he's just having a great time. I don't know that there's some gears clicking in his brain.
So basically, what you're saying is physical developments and like signs that are there, like which we need to observe, not just in terms of music, but in terms of like language. or-
Absolutely. So you've got language, you've got a sensitivity to order. Like children want things in that particular place all the time.
Hmm.
So, say for instance, there's a new maid or some new person comes in, and there's a big, and there's a change of a routine maybe, and there's a
Mhm.
big
Yeah.
meltdown
Yeah.
because of
Oh,
that,
yeah.
and it is a
Yeah.
pure sign that it's how the brain is wired. It's how we are wired as humans. Because everybody like every child in those particular maybe the early years, but under 5, they go through these
But it
phases.
really
And they
affects them.
thrive on routine.
It does. It
And they
does.
really thrive on
They do
routine.
thrive
They
on
do,
routine.
and so you have a certain routine, and there's no change in the person coming in to pick them up and drop them, or the teacher's not changing. So if you kind of try and start seeing all of this, it makes such a difference. And parents many a times are like, it's just the way he reacts. No, it's not the way he reacts. That is how
Trying to
he's
tell you
meant to
something.
be. That's the
Development.
way. That's
trying
the
to
way
tell
he's
you
trying to
something.
tell you something,
Yeah.
and that you need to observe that part of it. So I would highly recommend, that whenever parents are couples, if they wish to get pregnant, they wish to have a family, I would say that try and start reading stuff about, the different ways in what,
Mm.
what to expect. I'm not just talking about, the cute things that
No, no,
happen
of
with
course.
it, but, these really crucial, important things that start happening that make a difference in the child
Hmm.
and in the family life
Yeah.
per se. You want
Yeah.
a smooth family life.
You know,
want
you're
a
right.
But
happy
how do you
life.
then? Okay,
But-
so for example, these little things you're talking about, like routine. Then how do you deal with it? Like,
Yeah, because in the moment, like when it's easy to read up about it, but in the
Right.
moment when you're dealing with it
Yeah.
and there's a meltdown
That's a
happening,
great point.
frustrated, like a
Ugh.
big, literally. And I, we've discussed this, but one
Yeah.
of my boys and one of your girls, when they get upset or angry, it's almost as if like they have this built up anger in. And my
Yeah.
son, he just wants to destroy something or he just wants to throw something.
My
He's
child
so
will
mad.
just throw
Yeah,
things
yeah.
and she'll just like be so upset, like nothing can be
Yeah.
go out of place. And it's not any of our personalities. The
Right.
older one also doesn't have this
Right,
personality.
right.
But she has no patience and she gets very frustrated.
Yeah.
yeah,
A few things really help in this case. Number one, at that point, to be there and not say it's okay, but
Right.
not to just diss it, but to try and understand what this child is feeling and kind of addressing this kind of a meltdown.
Yeah.
It's very, very crucial to just be there. I understand you're feeling this. I understand this. I'm here, but we have a certain limit to which we need to be angry about or just throwing. You can't throw everything. Sorry. If you feel like this, we will talk about it. So, and at a certain point when you know that the child is kind of calmed down from the situation, try and have a conversation with them. I saw what you did. I saw this happen. What is it that triggered this
The
kind of an
reaction.
emotion? What made you do this? Why did you throw it? Did it make you feel bad? How do you feel now after doing it? Do you feel upset about it, that you broke a certain favorite toy, etc.? So children are very, very honest about such things. So every time, and that's not the time to kind of confront them or say,
Right.
or to give them an instruction that no, you're not supposed to do it at this time, or you're not supposed to do this. Try and cuddle them, Molly, like try and understand, be empathetic towards what they're feeling at that point.
But isn't that also like I get where you're coming from, and I face this situation. Her son is older, mine is 2.5 years old, and I don't want it to become a pattern in her. I mean, first of all, this conversation that she can maybe have more creative.
He'll understand a little bit
He'll
better.
understand a
Yeah,
bit better.
yeah.
Mine will not understand it as well or be able to express it as well.
I don't think so.
I've tried it.
We need to look at things from different perspectives. So if it is just one perspective that is helping, or you need to, again, I would say, go back and observe that situation. Try and go and see what is exactly happened. It's like a doctor, that how a doctor will give you a certain medicine. He'll say, okay, take this medicine for 5 days and come back after the 5th day and tell me how you felt. Or let's see, maybe your counts have changed, whatever, but that observation of a certain kind of a medicine, if this is not working, we have to try it another way
something
around. It's
else.
literally like that. And whatever works best for the child in those particular situations is what we need to help them with.
But then how do you stop it from becoming a pattern? Like
By not getting worried about it.
Okay, because like now at home, I can deal with it. When she goes to school and this happens in school and is stopping her from learning because she's just very rigid in the way that she wants to do things. Will that change over time? Is that something?
Changes. It certainly changes over time. Children by the end of it start understanding their limits as well. Where what is the space where they can really push their limits? With a mother, there's no limit whatsoever.
No.
And
the boundaries
many
are
a times
feelings.
they start observing. So the kind of environment that they are in, it's so crucial and it's so
Yeah.
important. And even at home, you need to have certain limits. It's
Of
not
course.
like,
Yeah.
something like this is not acceptable. You can get angry,
Yeah.
you can get upset, you can talk to me about it, but throwing things and breaking things is not acceptable.
Or
So that
removing all
can
your
be-
clothes and walking around the house.
Yeah. And
See,
that
something
is
that-
not,
Yeah. Something that we always used to say from the beginning, that all feelings are welcome, all behavior is not welcome.
Hey, that's
That's
really
a
cool.
very
Right?
nice way
Yeah.
to put
So-
it.
That's
and
the best way to put it.
Obviously, maybe he didn't get it when he was 2.5, but it's been repeated over and over and over
Why
and
haven't
over
you told me
again.
this before? It's been 5
Really?
years, Hina. I've been like literally whining at you every day. This is the first time I'm hearing of
That's a very
But
nice
yeah,
way to
all
put it.
feelings are
Absolutely.
welcome, all behavior is not welcome, right?
Yeah,
You have
yeah,
to,
yeah.
Can
Yeah.
you just come
Certainly.
and live in my house? just come.
We'll
I'll
have
put you
me.
up. I have a very cool bunk bed. Yeah, you can sleep on top. Nobody sleeps on top. 1 week. Just observe everything.
Everything. And many a times that's what happens. Like when I go to somebody's place, or if
Yeah.
I'm like hanging out with friends and their children, and somebody just says something really rude or mean to the child, and I'm like,
You
that
want to,
happens.
I've
And-
learned this from, I also didn't know this before. And I remember there was one class, one of the kids was like probably just having a bad day and he was throwing stuff and crying. And then finally you were like, okay, I know you're upset, but we can't keep crying.
Yeah.
We're singing, we're in class, let's get on. And he did calm down. I was like, this is a great trick. Instead of just yelling and getting upset and she's still upset, we're not getting nowhere. I would let her cry. I would let her be upset. And then I would say, now let's stop.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
And for
It's
mine,
okay.
what has really worked is last week Alicia gave me the number of a farm where she orders hydroponic vegetables for, and I ordered some that came in this huge carton. And now that carton has become my younger one's safety box. So whenever she feels touched out,
Yeah,
But
that's
that's
such a
great.
sweet thing. You can even decorate it.
we have
Keep like pillows in
Yeah.
it, keep a favorite toy in it, and that
Yeah.
just becomes a safe space. Maybe because things outside are not maybe in the home, maybe she doesn't have her own space, and maybe she's not feeling up to it, and that could be such a cute space for her
So
to
she
go.
literally, because the house is not very
And if
big.
she has chosen it, even better.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
chose it. She
Yeah,
took it
yeah.
from the kitchen. She's dragged it out. She's put herself in it, and she's like, "Now this is my box."
She's imprinted on
And
it.
she shuts. And I swear, there was this one day when Karan was looking for her all over the house.
And she's in
I
the
have
box.
the CCTV video of this, and she's in the box, and she's put pillows on top of her so nobody can see.
Oh, that's
And
so
she shut the box. I mean, there was a little gap.
Right.
And I have this video of him like frantically, "No, where are you? Where are you? Joy, where are you?" And then it's like,
And she's right there.
And
Did
she's
she
not,
pop her
she's
head
just
out at
sitting
any
there.
point?
No, she has not
Jack in the
responded.
box.
She's not responded to
Jack
him.
in the box. That's
She's like, "I don't want to respond.
I don't want to be found.
Yeah.
But this actually leads me back to, so when I was in college, our college was very good about, we had a lot of single parents, right? So we had a Montessori on campus
God bless.
for when the mums were in class, so they could enroll their little babies in Montessori. And that was my on-campus job. So I was helping out in the Montessori, right?
Wow.
Not doing any of the education,
Yeah,
but I
yeah,
help out
yeah.
with like meals and things
Right,
like
yeah.
that. And I was this 19-year-old, didn't really know anything
Huh.
about kids at the time, right? And there was this little corner, like a little corner space in the classroom in case the kids ever felt overwhelmed or like just needed a break, they could go and sit there.
Yeah.
And the 19-year-old me was so naive. And I used to think, and I think that's also part of our culture, right? Where it was like, what is so overwhelming for a 3-year-old or a 4-year-old? Like, why do you need a little corner, right? And that's what I used to think. And now I have kids and I get it. They're
Yeah.
human beings. Yes, they're
Respected.
little, but they are allowed to have all of these feelings.
Absolutely. And I remember like in a Montessori class, there's something called as a peace corner. So you really go there and you have certain things that are there that just simply calm you down. So it can be even like a simple bed where you just want to relax.
Mm.
You want to take it easy. You're ready and once you're kind of settled, you're ready to go back into, to continue whatever that the child is working on. And I think that's such a nice way to go about life.
That's
you know?
lovely to
it's,
just
it's
feel like
amazing.
it's okay to step away for a second
Yeah,
and
and
recenter yourself.
Absolutely. Like even for us
Yeah.
adults, imagine we have our me time where we go, we maybe might
Yeah.
have a coffee, we might have some water to
Yeah.
drink, we might just have some
We
kind
might
of a
need to give
snack.
ourselves some me time. I'm looking at you, Alicia.
But we do this, like, we have this little chair at home, and my older one calls it her calm down chair.
Oh.
And
Perfect.
And I have a corner in my house where I send Karan, where he has his opinions and his feelings.
You need a minute.
Is it the pot?
No, it's that little kopchi which I've there's this it's supposed to be my coffee bar. I've sacrificed my coffee bar.
cute.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, like it's a
His
little pod.
workstation.
Yeah.
And it's like you go there when you have opinions, feelings, things you want to talk about that I don't want to hear. Go there.
I like
Put
that.
on your headphones.
Opinions are also not welcome.
Yeah, opinions. Especially like your feelings, we have opinions. No, not allowed.
Talking about your Montessori background, right,
right.
Madhura? I don't think any of our kids have been in Montessori, right?
What
And-
is Montessori?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you tell us
So
more
it's,
about
it's,
that?
It's a philosophy. So there's this lady called Maria Montessori who was a doctor herself, one of the first woman physicians who was there. And she was, because being a woman, she wasn't given the best job per se, but was sent to an asylum where people called these young children stupid. And
Oh.
back then, these children seemed very incapable of doing certain things. And Maria Montessori, with the kind of person she was, an empathetic kind of a lady, she went and started observing certain things in these children. So they had certain obsession with tiny things. So they wanted to like pick things up with pincer. So if you go back and you remember your children just picking maybe a morsel of rice or something
Yeah.
and putting it in their mouth, or like being really obsessed with maybe a fly on the floor and just kind of trying to go pick it up, or like this tiny black thing that's there on the floor and they just want to go pick it and you're like, oh God, just stop it, already.
Yeah.
But that is the kind of thing that she observed that every child did. So that became like a tendency for every child. So these kind of little observations that she observed in terms of a human tendency,
Yeah.
to how this tendency can be changed into what children can develop
Mm.
So, what is it that children can develop if they have a certain tendency? So, even if it's something but where they had to use their pincer grip to pick things up, is this is this? So she created something called as the cylinder blocks, which actually helped in picking up like a little cylinder and putting it out. So it was kind of helping that child or helping children, because all of them have this tendency to pick things, and it eventually helped in a pencil grip.
Oh.
That's so cool.
Right, you're
So
developing
you're
those
so you're
muscles.
developing those
Ah.
muscles, you're developing that kind of a grip, you're developing that kind of a cognitive thing that, okay, if this cylinder is going in this insert, is it the right thing? Is it really tall? Is it short? Is it fitting perfectly into that particular
Right.
space, etc.? So these are the little observations that she started, and even the child, by the end of it, the kind of sense of satisfaction that children feel that this is the thing that I've done, it's perfect, and the material is what is telling the child that you've done a good job, and it's not an adult or anybody else clapping and saying, oh, good job, but because then you want a good job for everything you do,
Exactly.
right?
Mhm.
But here the material is saying, oh, I look perfect, I look just the way I'm supposed to be. Now you can put me back on the shelf, and you
Mm.
can take a different work or a different kind of a activity, and then you can continue doing it.
The sense of
A
self-satisfaction.
sense of self-satisfaction, and the child here is able to correct himself without an adult supervision. No, what
Right.
you're doing is wrong,
Right.
huh? You better
Yeah.
correct it properly, or
No,
you
no,
better correct it.
Also, what you said about like she observed that every child, I mean, these children were trying to pick up these tiny things. It's outside, like when, I don't know how to phrase this, like, but when adults like have particular set ideas of what things should be and how things should
The
be.
kids are working their way through it. They're
The kids-
figuring it
Literally,
out,
yeah.
which also gives you such a
Literally.
sense of achievement,
Exactly.
I think.
Imagine like we're trying to solve a problem, and if we get that one hack that, oh, why didn't I think of that
Mm.
before?
Yeah.
And everything falls in
falls.
place.
Yeah.
And it's also like a natural, like your body is naturally trying to develop your grip,
Exactly.
which
Exactly.
we as adults may not have understood at that point because maybe it wasn't like the thing then. But see, it's like instinctive, right? It's like
Yeah.
your developmental instinctive behavior to like
100%.
that.
Yeah.
And
out the
Montessori is
pincer.
purely based on tendencies that a individual has.
Right.
And a teacher in the class is not called a teacher, but is called the guide. Because the guide
Makes
is simply guiding the child,
Mm.
because the child anyway has this immense potential, and we are here to take care of that potential in that child, because we are all born with it.
Mm.
So when you are born with it, you need to have the right kind of an environment to get that out of you.
And I think this also ties back to what you were saying, right? About observing the child,
Yes.
letting the child, because there's
Yes.
that angle of free play that's sort of
Absolutely.
involved, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
parents can also do that at home.
certainly, I mean,
Right?
I think so. Maria Montessori called play the work of a child.
Mm.
For us, work is maybe just working on a laptop or working in the, so many other things that we consider work per se. But play is the work of the child. So having that kind of free play in that sense,
Mm.
obviously with limits, is something again that is so crucial, and
Mm.
it's something that is, it just draws something very different within you, and you're developing so differently as
Yeah.
a personality here, that it's so important to have, because to have a non-structured free play, because everything in life is so structured. You have to
Yeah.
go for
Yeah.
class, tuck, 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 tuck. At school you go, you have tuck, 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 these periods. But the moment you have a free play, the kind of flow of creativity, imagination, the kind of freedom that you have to express yourself, to explore
Yeah.
any kind of particular
Absolutely.
art or that you're doing is
Boundless.
boundless, and it is very therapeutic and a spiritual way to connect to yourself, I
Also
would say.
calms you, right?
Yeah.
As in,
Yeah.
I
Certainly.
feel that if
Calms
my
100%.
kids don't have free play in a week, I see the temperament going haywire. And then the minute I just have a day where we're literally at home, everybody is doing what they want within,
Wow.
certain
Yeah, yeah,
boundaries.
yeah.
And I feel that happiness that just comes from inside.
We feel so happy
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
We're not like constantly in
Constantly
a
doing
rut
stuff.
to
Yeah.
get things done. For
I
sure.
also
Yeah,
have a question
yeah,
for you.
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry, because of what you were saying. What is a good age to start like classes for kids? Because we
Good
everyone
point.
in Bombay, I kind of feel like everyone's in this rat race to kind of like do everything and make because you said right, like till the age of 5 is when they learn the most and
Yeah.
they develop all their skills, and then everyone wants to like insert as much skill into them as possible. Like,
See, I'll tell you very honestly that if you take a step back and if you try and observe what are the things in life that are important, is to be able to take care of yourself and to be able to do things by yourself, right? That is the pure way of what you want the children to learn. By the end of it, you want to make them independent, right? So
Right.
independent from you, where they are doing things independently. Maybe they're getting dressed for school by themselves. Maybe they're packing their bags by themselves. A simple thing, right?
Yeah.
But all of this starts from a very calm kind of an environment, right? Or a very structured kind of a space that parents can do at home, where they're setting up things with maybe 3 t-shirts for the day, where the child can go there, has a choice not between 15 t-shirts, but between those 3, is taking and choosing between 3 is much simpler than
Of
choosing
course,
from
yeah.
15. So they're making a choice. They understand what they like. They're understanding themselves from all of this. And the moment they know this, they know themselves. So when they have to make bigger choices of life, what career am I taking? Is this the life partner that I want to be with? Is this maybe is this job the right job for me? Is this the space where I want to learn more, or if I want to educate myself more in something like this? I think it all goes back to the fact where my parents gave me the choice and I took my decisions and I was capable enough to accept those choices, to where I understood myself and where I also have been able to kind of live with my choices.
So they start to trust
Trust
themselves.
themselves.
So hard
Which is
for
so
desi parents
important.
now to give the choice
Oh
and
my
be
God.
okay with
and
the
it
choice.
starts really small. I mean, it starts with as simple as, obviously, like, there's food made and you can't say that, oh, now you want pasta, sorry, that's not happening,
Right.
say for
Yeah, right, of
example.
Of course.
But if it is as simple as getting dressed, if it's as simple as, do you want to play with this doll today or that doll today, I'm giving an example.
Yeah.
But it's all about making those choices and being responsible for the choice that you have made. And that's the space where they start understanding themselves, for them to go a long way and make more important decisions. Because when my husband kind of worked with older children, college students, he realized that these children sometimes they're just forced into colleges without knowing what they're getting themselves into.
Yes.
And there is no particular way in which they were
Aptitude
didn't match, because poor thing, they didn't know themselves.
Yeah.
They just went with the flow of what their parents wanted to do.
And this is something that, like, I'm personally struggling with right now as an adult, which, so it's really hitting hard, because when you
Wow.
say that as a kid, when you were given these when these choices were not there for you, and how it pans out through your life, I'm relating to that. I'm relating
Yeah,
to that. And
yeah.
I feel like that's really important.
Right.
Like, even if today you're not successful at what you do as
Right.
in your career, or if you're insecure about anything, like the
Yeah,
clothes you wear,
whatever, yeah.
the way you look, anything, it all stems from not being secure in yourself or confident in yourself.
To a certain extent, for sure. I mean, and it goes back, to the thought where we talk about inner child healing. And there are so many things happening these days. But if you just have a very secure kind of a childhood, where you're not pressurizing the child, but simply following your child's simply following your child. Follow your child, follow their interest, follow where they are headed in life, what are their likes, what is the direction with which are they into arts, are they into logic, are they into
Right.
languages. Try and observe these things, you know,
Mm.
because we want to make sure that they are doing the best because we have a certain framework in our mind, right? We want them to fit in a box that we feel like what we want them to be. But if they are not fitting in that box, what's the point of wasting their time and your
Your
time
time.
and resources?
Yeah.
But instead, just let them grow into what they wish to be, right? Because
Yeah.
everybody is here and everybody has their individual calling for that matter.
I think we as parents feel like you want to provide them the best opportunities. Like you want to
Yeah.
give them
Right.
as many like options as possible. But
Yeah, absolutely. But you do that. Say, for instance, but it's music that your child wishes to get into. Take them to the best music school and just let them blossom in that. But
Yeah.
if you have the capacity, take them to the best of the best, expose them to the best of the best. And that's how you can go about it, you know, because
don't try and cram
yeah,
everything
don't
into the
Yeah.
cram
child.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
So
I would say
basically, what you're saying is that before the age of 5 or 6, it's
explore.
not essential for your child to even do classes. Like they can maybe
No,
just
I would say no. If you don't do classes, then you're maybe just restricting completely. But
Mm.
if you are giving them options, you are exposing them. And the moment you expose them, you're tapping into what they could possibly like. So giving them that exposure is equally important for them to start making choices. Because if you don't give them those three
they don't know.
T-shirts, you know,
They
to
won't
make
know what
choices,
to
they
do.
won't know
Yeah,
what
what they
choice
like.
to
Correct.
make. So
Yeah.
this is a time to expose and not pressure.
And if they
Not
don't like it, they don't
it's
like it. It's
okay.
fine.
Yeah. But certain things in school, I would say, you know, many parents talk about. I would just say spend some time with your children. Okay, let me go back. Actually, if I could say it in a way that the first 0 to 3 years in a child's life are the most important. That is the point where it's the subconscious phase where if you go back, you will never remember what you did between 1 and 2 years,
Hmm.
right? Because you were just living, but your mind, your brain was in a subconscious state where it was just absorbing and taking in everything. Your first memory would be somewhere after 2.5, 3, when like my first memory was going to some random school and just crying there where
Is this a
I was
Pune thing?
and my second memory is where I'm going to another school. I'm really happy there, and my grandparents have come to pick me up, and I'm going back home. That's my second memory. But the second memory is the happier one. The first one, I'm in some
This is
dingy
sad.
preschool and some silly place, and I'm just howling, and everybody else is having a snack, and I'm like, I just want to go back home, you know. And if you think about it, you want to make sure that the first 0 to 3 years are the most cohesive years, are the years where the child feels the safest, you know. It feels the safest, feels most accomplished. Obviously, I'm not trying to say that you need to boost an ego, but you need to make them feel extremely loved. And that love, I'm telling you, in everything that I've seen done with children, love is the only thing that works. And it's probably the most beautiful feeling. And I think it's because of that the world kind of keeps moving,
Turning.
right? Because if it's that, it just makes everybody so happy. It just lightens up the mood. Imagine just a simple hug during a meltdown can just change your life, you know.
Yeah.
So
It's world changing.
it is.
That's
So
such a
just look at everything, look at your child, look at yourself with pure love, and everything just brightens up.
that's such
Yeah.
a beautiful thing.
It happened to me last night. Like this last
Yeah,
night, and my younger one went to sleep really early,
Huh.
and then she woke up at like 2:30 in the
Mhm.
night, and she needed to pee, and she wanted milk because she was hungry, and then she wouldn't go back to sleep, and then she wouldn't let me leave the room, and she wanted me in the room, so I stayed with her in the room, and at some point I must have fallen asleep on their bed because I woke up then at 7 o'clock in
Yeah.
the morning, and I look back into my camera and I see that she has climbed on my back and like a horse, and she has hugged me,
Oh.
and she's gone to sleep on top of me like
That's
that.
so cute.
That's
And this, and I guess she was just so happy. She didn't wake me up, she didn't disturb me, but I think she was just so happy that I was there in that
There.
bed with her
Yeah.
Mm.
in
Yeah.
the night.
And that kind of sense of
Yeah.
security
Your
is
body is like home, I feel.
Just being there for your kids, I think that's
absolutely, even like a simple hug or like just a stroke, it just gives them the fact that I'm not here to fend on my own.
Yeah.
I'm this really tiny being trying to figure out life and this world and this Bombay and this traffic and
The noise.
everything
overstimulation.
and overstimulation.
Yeah.
And all that I need is that little
Yeah.
One little touch
stroke, a
can
little
make such a difference.
yeah,
Yeah.
it just is such a healthy way
Yeah.
to go about
And I think it
yeah.
translates into at least, exactly what you're saying, right? Growing up. And I had this, during my teenage years, college years, if I had a problem, all I needed to do was I need to call my mom, and somehow
everything
I would
is
feel
settled
that
down.
everything would,
Yeah.
yeah.
I still feel that.
Exactly. I still feel that,
like
exactly.
Yeah.
So to give that to our kids
Yeah.
would
Yeah, to
be, I
be
mean,
able to be
Yeah,
that, the
imagine
best
to be
thing.
that for your child. I
yeah.
think would be the best thing. I think as a mother, you've probably not just as a mother but as a parent, even a father
Yeah,
for that
of
matter.
course.
The moment you do that for your children, for anybody you love, I think it's just probably you feel so happy by giving
Happy.
them that
Yeah.
kind of sense of security, right?
All right, pack your bags. We've done it.
But we should shift gears to music a little
Yeah.
bit. Yeah.
Oh,
Speaking
yes.
about things we love
Yes.
and things that brighten our day, music, which is also such a great learning tool,
Indeed.
and we've all done music together with you and loved it. Some of us with our second ones in our tummies,
Tummies,
have come
you're
out dancing
sitting
and
there like
singing.
that.
I mean, my little one knows your
does.
voice. I remember the
does.
first time
Yeah.
when he came for class, when her
For
younger
sure.
one came.
For sure.
They kind of, I don't know, like little homing pigeons. They kind of knew your voice.
I still remember this. So when Aditya, I remember, came in at 7-8 months, and he would
Yeah,
say
early
he
he
just
started.
started crawling. And where I remember he came up and he just looked at me like the little puppy dog, and I was like, were you the one in Mama's tummy all this while listening to me sing? And he just came in later like as a dude, He would just like walk in and he just knew what had to be done. Because it just like as I said, right, early child education is not just what happens after the child is born, but it goes way back to your prenatal stage, where hearing is one of the first senses that the child is, like the fetus is kind of exposed to. So imagine for the child, fetus, whatever you call it, imagine your heartbeat is like the beat that they're experiencing.
Oh,
Wow.
like a
I didn't
That
even
they
think
can
about
Yeah, that they
that.
can hear. So that's a dup 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 dup. That's
Yeah.
like the first beat that they're exposed to. And
Wow. I
and
never thought about it.
Yeah.
and imagine the digestive system making the whoosh and the whoosh and good sounds. So music starts right from when they are
That little.
that tiny, and it is such an innate part of us because we are music. We are the way we walk in a certain rhythm, we walk in a certain pattern. Maybe when it's just such an integral part of us, because if you see, the moment you go in nature and you just hear a bird, just like we have a new koel who's made a nest close by, and every morning I'm waking up to this koel like coo coo, and I'm like, why this is just the best. I don't want to do anything. I just want to be here and listen to this bird just sing through the day. And I think that's probably why we connect so closely to nature and to music, is because we are born like that. If we consider ourselves as a part of nature, this is how it is.
yeah.
So
So
interesting.
so music starts in
Early.
the stomach.
early
So what you're
early.
trying to say is that when kids are in your tummy, you're forming, like they're listening to us.
Yeah,
They're
yeah,
forming
yeah,
like
yeah,
their
yeah.
emotional, physical
Yes,
associations,
yes,
whatever.
yes.
It's
My child has grown up listening to me binge watch 21 seasons of Supernatural. I mean, if this is important, what you're doing for
Very
the child.
important.
I mean,
This
is that-
goes back in my observation to those 21 episodes,
Yeah.
seasons that you
I
watched.
mean, she's come out like she's a little. I wouldn't say odd, but she's a little magical. And,
She's
you
a
know,
magical fairy.
She's a
and
total
She is.
magical
yeah,
little
she's
fairy.
magical
Yeah,
and
yeah.
she's imaginative and she thinks she's got some maybe godly power.
Aw.
I think I'm beginning to realize why.
Yeah,
yeah.
it's
But so music is growing their brains.
it is growing their brains, and if you so there's a lot of study that has been done. Even the Music Together program per se is a very researched program, and
Mm.
I would say when you look at classes as well, if I just go back, always go in for classes that have got some philosophy, some research to it. Just don't go for the heck of it.
Right.
Mm.
If you have to send your child for any particular class, try and understand the reason behind it. What is it that's happening in the class? Is there a philosophy? Is there a research that has been done? How long has it been done? How well trained is this teacher who's taking these classes, etc.? So all of this is really
Mm.
important. Anyway, but moving back to this point on music is, in terms of the research, music literally like lights up every part of your brain. So if you see yourself without music, you're just stuck in a place where there's honking and there's chaos and this and that. But the moment in a car you turn up the volume and you're listening, your perspective changes. You start smiling. You're in a more happier space in your mind, and you're just grooving. You don't care about the traffic by the end of it, but that music has really lightened you up. It's lit up your brain. It's got you in happy hormones flowing. And that's what music does to you. So a very, very crucial aspect of life, not just childhood, but life, I would
Yeah.
say.
And
Yeah.
earlier before we started recording, you were talking about this, and maybe you can enlighten our listeners, where you said, why is music important, right? Because all the things, I mean, the languages, the tempo,
Yeah.
can you
yeah,
talk
yeah,
about
yeah.
that?
And
a
so
little bit?
in different,
Right.
Yeah.
So
from around
that's
the
very
world.
interesting. So when you look at music, you're not just looking at your Saregama Padani or Do Re Mi Fa, but you're also looking at ways to expose your child or to introduce your child to different kinds of songs different kinds of songs. And not just going on YouTube and 10, 100 best, 100 top children's songs, and then keeps
Yeah.
going under the back with it absolutely with
All due respect,
with
you
all
can
due
say it.
respect.
We feel you.
Yeah. But I would highly say you need to have things that kind of everybody is happy listening to, not just children or not just adults, right? So you need, when you're introducing children, I would say introduce them to songs in different languages, in different rhythms, in different tonalities. So it's not just like a twinkle, twinkle,
Yeah.
little star, but you're going beyond that. And maybe like one of our favorite songs in class is
I
Innane
was just thinking.
Kapuana, Innane Kapuana. So this is an Australian folk song. Or like the one that your
Palo,
older
palo.
one liked, which was Palo, 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 Palito, Palo, Palo Bonito, Palo,
I know it by heart.
So you know what
Yeah.
Inani has now done for us, just
Yeah.
to interject
Yeah.
a bit. It's our bedtime song. We
Huh.
have to sing it every
What do
night
you
before
sing? Huh.
sleeping. And there's that go and a go and a go and a chew. That chew has become a get rid of anything that's scaring me. So sometimes like firework, thunder. Because it started with, they were like, what is this Goana Goana? So
Yeah,
I looked
yeah.
it up, and it's an Aboriginal song, I think, about a lizard or something.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Ananya was like, oh, lizards, we can scare the lizard away. And now it's become like let me say Goana true to anything that's scaring
That
me.
is so sweet.
So
This
it's become
is so
like a little
special.
magic mantra
Wow.
for her.
Wow, who thought? Who
She's
knew?
come
And
up with this.
And
Very
music is
so.
also
amazing.
stories and histories and mythology
Yeah,
and like,
100%.
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah. And the music together books that you give us, they love reading them, and sometimes there
so
are these little
beautiful.
backstories for the folk songs,
Yeah.
and we love knowing about
It's
them.
amazing.
But that's how
It's
folk
amazing.
songs were
Okay.
were there to kind of
And they
pass
just
history.
pass it on,
Yeah,
you know.
pass the stories on, because before literature, before books were written, before language was written,
Absolutely. And
it
it
was
came
way-
down as a tradition. It
Yeah.
came down as a legacy.
Yeah.
And I would still say, you know, with so much digital stuff that you're seeing, I would say sing to your child. You know, you're having fun, you're making music as a family ritual. There's such a cute thing on Instagram I saw the other day, that every time before you leave for school, for work, just do a little shake and just do a little dance, and then leave the house, and see the kind of the way you approach the world, because you've just had such a good time at home and you're not stressed. Oh my God, I'm getting late, and and you're just rushing out. But instead, you've had like a fun morning, and now you're stepping out into the world feeling really happy and nice about it. And that's the best way to bond as a family. Another really important thing that I want to say is that when it comes to music, especially with the kind of songs that are there these days, and considering the age of our children, just try and see that we are not exposing children to too much of either rock music or songs with really, you know, foul language, because unknowingly children really pick it up. And I'm seeing so much of that. You won't see it now, but once they're in their tweens, you know, once they're in that age, and suddenly you start seeing that, and it's
I cannot. I don't want to think about that age.
yeah, because so take her to NCPA and take her to different kind of expose her to different kinds of songs. And it'll help you change as a person. It'll help you broaden your music scope as well, and you're learning something new with it. Another research that has happened is that the more kind of adult like songs that you teach or you expose children to, they start changing hormonally as well, and they start
really?
getting
Oh,
their
really?
yeah.
This is something she had told me, which I was going to ask you about it.
Yeah.
What do you
And
mean they start changing hormonally?
So imagine you are singing, you know, with those kind of moves that you don't want
Baby
children
doll
to
mein sone
yeah,
di.
be like so things like that, or you know, like your typical Bollywood like hardcore songs, which have got like too many adult like movements. You don't want that in children, because the moment you start thinking that, the moment you start doing that, it's giving a signal to your brain that I'm grown up and that I can start changing my hormones. I'm ready for it.
Oh,
Yeah, because
But my
my
children
older
listen to
one-
only music that I listen to. Like, is it too late? They like Coldplay.
Yeah.
They
We're in a Coldplay phase.
Yeah, Coldplay is
Yeah,
great.
okay.
I mean, but again, I would say that before you expose it, before you expose children to these songs, listen to the lyrics.
Right.
Don't show too many videos.
They don't watch
Yeah,
videos.
I'm
Yeah,
just saying, you know,
yeah.
because but other than that, then there's a complete contrast of Baby Shark.
I can't.
No, I can't
I
listen to
can't
that.
listen to that.
No.
for this.
I consciously tried very hard. Like, little one would not listen to Baby Shark because I was like, I can't go through this phase again.
But I have a solution to this. So I found a kids like a group that sings these songs and modifies the words, and the kids sing it. So so if you have like Hotline Bling by Drake, which
I mean, I'm not listening to that. Suddenly my kids are listening to
my
that.
child is listening to that.
Ria's
So
got rap in her
Yeah.
blood.
So the words go like call me on my cell phone every time you need to talk. Call me on my cell phone, and then it's like the words are very safe for the kids to sing, but they're still singing in the beat, and and it's kids singing it, so then they're more
right.
receptive. So
That's fine.
that's a guess a good bridge.
That's
But coming back to what you were saying about the hormonal
Yeah.
changes, because my older one was doing a dance class, and I had just casually told Madhura about it once, and she was like, pull her out immediately, because the kind of songs that they're making the kids dance
sad.
to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I had noticed at that point also that she was getting a little, like, I don't know how to explain it, but very emotional, like extra
Oh.
emotional, which was
Children
very
don't
out of
understand
character
it.
for
They don't
her.
understand it, as I said. So whenever you're sending your child for classes, go back, see the philosophy behind these classes. What
Yeah.
are the songs that are
That
being
they-
taught? Is it developmentally appropriate? What is it that's happening in these classes? So just request that can I come in for an observation class? I
Right.
don't mind paying for it, but let me at least
Of
come
course.
and
Yeah, of
see
course.
what is happening in class before I actually send my child to
Right.
it, you know.
Yeah.
Because I'm telling you, it's there's so much happening in in this child space that people think, "Arey, children know it's a big deal. It's okay. बच्चों को तो सिखाना है." It's that.
Right.
Yeah,
But people
everyone
don't.
is doing it.
Everybody
Everyone's
is
doing
doing
it. So we
it.
should
Arey,
also do
arey,
it.
people are making maybe good money in this,
Hmm.
but doesn't
it's-
mean that what is being taught is authentic or is
Yeah.
appropriate, you know. So one has to
Yeah.
really be so careful about what's happening out there. And I would say
And be okay with not this feeling of not feeling like you're constantly left behind when it comes to your
Right,
child.
right.
100%.
That's a
You
big
I
said
was
word.
just
it.
gonna say that
You
it's
said it.
basically what you're saying is be intentional
Yes.
with everything that you're doing with your children,
100%.
and don't just do things because the next person is doing it.
Absolutely. Don't get
it's
caught
okay.
in that
Don't get
rat
caught, right.
race. Don't
Yeah.
get caught ever.
So just to wrap up and talk about everything that we've spoken about, Madhura. So you're saying expose your child to expose your child to things that you know are safe. Be there for your child, be present, be, as in maybe not quantity time wise, because some parents
Quality,
don't have that
absolutely.
luxury, but
Yeah.
quality is very
Absolutely.
Quality
important.
over
I'll tell you
quantity.
a small
Yeah,
thing what
yeah.
my mother did. So she was a very, very busy working woman, right? So every time we would, and luckily she had a business, so she had that flexibility. So every time we would come back from school at about 3:34 in the afternoons, and every day she would finish her factory work, and by 3:45 she would be home
Hmm.
to get us in, to welcome us. She would come in, we would do our stuff, whatever, homework, change, whatever, all of that. On days, she would say that, okay, let the maid make sure that the food is done. You finish your evening snack and I'll come by then. And she would be there. She kept her word. She kept her promise at all times. And that's again another thing where I'm talking about feeling safe in a space is this, that what my parents say is what they do. And that is what I can expect from the world. And I can expect from my closest people, where what they say is what they do, and I feel safe in that.
And this is so beautiful you say that. And I tell my clients this as well, right? This also holds true for boundaries.
Yeah.
Right? So if I give my child screen time and I say that, okay, you know what, you get 5 minutes or 10 minutes or one episode, and then I turn it off, yes, they can have the biggest meltdown, but I stand by my word because that's how they start trusting
Yeah.
in my boundaries as well.
Yes. And
Right?
when you say that you've had your 20 minutes, that's fine.
Right.
But I promise you that
You'll get
tomorrow
it
you
again.
can
You'll
get
get it again.
another
Yeah.
15 minutes.
Exactly.
And when you stick to that
Yep.
promise, put a reminder on your phone
Yeah.
that when they come back, they have to watch this.
Yeah.
And ask them, do you still want to watch it? If you're ready for it, I can still play it for
Sure.
you. But if you're not, okay, we'll go on
Yeah.
and move on
Yeah,
with something else,
yeah.
But to ask them is so important
Yeah.
because you are living up to
Your
your
expect-
word,
yeah.
to your promise that you have kept, that you have told your children that,
Yeah, you were a person to be
Yeah.
trusted.
Yeah.
yeah, imagine.
Which is so
But what
important.
about
Which
that
is
one
so
time when
crucial.
I couldn't be back in time to pick up my child from art class at
Yeah.
Alicia's house? I couldn't.
But then that also,
That-
and I'm
there
sure it's like you can explain and apologize to your child, right?
Yeah,
And that also is
100%.
okay to do as a
Absolutely.
parent.
I think they will understand that
Yeah.
there will be moments where we won't be that 100%.
Right.
And to create
You're allowed
that,
to
I think
fail.
when you have that bond, that understanding also
that you're
comes
also
with
human
Yeah.
and you
Exactly.
also have your
you
flaws.
can also have some flaws. You can also, work on them
Yeah.
and get
Yeah.
better. I
Yeah.
think.
But I
Yeah.
want to
that's
come back to
important.
music a little bit,
Mm.
Madhura, before
Mm.
we
Yeah,
wrap
yeah,
up.
yeah.
So we go through the early years and how music is so important in
Yeah,
building
yeah,
that development socially, emotionally. But when they've gone beyond that and say we want them to pursue formal lessons or we want them to take an instrument or they want to, they're showing, how do we know they're ready physically, emotionally, mentally, what kind of instrument?
That's a nice.
And say then
yeah.
if they don't have the aptitude or just not interested, then what?
How do you also teach them to persevere?
Yeah.
Right? Because sometimes kids sort of want to give up.
Give it.
Maybe
Sorry, it's a
because
big
it's too hard.
question.
Yeah, it's a very
It
big
is.
question.
And I'll go back to
Yeah.
my childhood, because as I said, like I think both these points will kind of go hand in hand. One really important thing is to show up,
Hmm.
right? And as I said, that growing up, my mother was very busy and she would make sure that we did. So I was very much into my dance and music and all of that. And I loved it. And she saw how much I loved it. But sometimes, you're like, forget it, Nana. On a Sunday, I don't want to go. And I had my dance class, my Bharatnatyam classes on a Saturday from 3 to 4 in the afternoon and Sunday from 2 to 3. And can you imagine every weekend, my mother would make sure that she would drop me and pick me up till I started learning to cycle on my own and go independently for class. But she would do that every time. And because she pushed me and because she just gave me like a little gajar, "Arey, go do it. Go and come back. If you're feeling unwell, I'll come to pick you up. But go." And that fact of showing up is so crucial and it's so important for that parent to say, don't worry, if you're not 100%, I'm here, I'm just a call away. Teacher has my number, just call me back.
Yeah.
But the moment you go in for that class because you know it
Yeah.
makes you happy, you even forget that you had a stomach ache or, something like that.
Yeah.
And the kind of satisfaction that one feels by the end of it for the fact that you've completed an activity is at another level, because I thank my mother today that because she pushed me for Bharatnatyam, I did 11 years of that, going every Sunday like that, like I'm cranking the guests over and then you have to go for class. And you're like, you don't want to miss out the fun of what's happening here. And today I thank her from the bottom of my heart, thinking that you forgot everything else, but you kept my interest
Alive.
as a top priority in your list. For what I need to achieve, you kept it as your list. You kept it as your priority. And the
Amazing.
fact that she did that today, the kind of confidence that I have in myself for doing various things, it all comes from what our parents do,
Persisting at it.
Persisting.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Something my mom used to say as well, and it's always stuck with me. Wake up, show up, and we'll figure it out.
Yeah, beautiful. What a lovely way
I
to
love
put it.
all these like sayings y'all are coming out with on this podcast, which I've
But,
never heard before.
But also to answer
Yeah,
Alisha's
yeah.
question where she asked you, what is the right age
Yeah.
for maybe some sort of formal music?
Formal,
Yeah.
anything formal
Yeah.
should ideally come after the age of 5 and
Okay.
a half, because that's when you are ready for it.
Got it.
When you're ready for it, again, as I go back to a tendency, you've got an exposure to everything. You have had an exposure maybe to a keyboard or a piano or a guitar or the drums or a violin and things like that. So you have had an exposure to certain things. If you wish to engage your child in a music class, I would say go to actual concerts, in-person concerts, and try and show children this. Give different exposures to what they can do. I mean, there's so much exposure that you have in larger cities, and India is so culturally
course.
rich.
Bombay has sound
Bombay's got
which
some
is so
fantastic
amazing.
stuff. And you can just go to any nook and corner. Like Pune has got one of the most amazing Indian classical, like the Savai Gandharva that we talk about for Indian classical. You've got the most elite musicians coming in and performing, and that is what you need to show. And if you're showing our culture, our Indian culture, if you're showing rich heritage of what we are blessed with in our country, I think you're giving the best blessing and the best gift to your children by going for such spaces, for such activities. I would say that, what do you want for your birthday today? Instead of giving a toy which is going to be lying around,
Experience.
I would say that I'm going to take you for a concert and I'm booking these
She
tickets.
did that.
Yeah, I
know,
did that.
so
She did that on
that's
the twins' 5th birthday. She took them
Amazing.
for a Coldplay concert.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And that is probably the best gift that you can have as a family and as a memory for
Yeah.
life.
Yeah.
I think that's so amazing. Kudos. Well done.
Thank
My
you.
child chose Disneyland.
Yeah.
So what
Why
happens
not?
at like 5.5, 6?
5.5, you get a little, you are ready to transition. You're ready to transition. You've got a certain maturity. You
can take
you
instructions.
can take certain instructions. You can, and obviously you go from simple to very simple,
yeah.
and then
Yeah.
follow the child, go with the pattern, go with the of what the philosophy of the class is.
And
So
like fine motor, gross motor,
fine
all that
motor,
makes a difference.
100%. So even especially when it comes to dance, I'm so glad you bring that up. When it comes to dance, you shouldn't be like banging your feet on the floor, because you've got all acupressure points at the you've got all acupressure points at the bottom of your foot. So if you bang it, my teacher would say that you get there are chances that you might get spectacles
Oh.
at an early age. So you want to make sure that you want to avoid that.
Interesting.
So, but when it comes to a guitar, so because even you're like pressing
Right.
the
With
the
piano,
strings,
keys.
the piano, the keys, you're like, you won't be able
Your
to even
your
reach.
hands
Like,
don't
your
even-
hands are
Yeah,
still very
yeah,
tiny,
yeah.
Otherwise, it's just like
Yeah.
that.
And
So
it hurts.
it
It
hurts for sure,
hurts.
because if you go in for something like really classical pianos, I mean, for you to reach
Of
the
course.
chords and the
Even
notes,
to press
yeah,
them, those
they're
little
heavy.
fingers,
They're heavy.
the
Yeah.
keys are
They're
heavy.
heavy. And I would say even the kind of quality of instruments that you're exposing them to, have them with a nice professional sound to it, which are finely tuned, because that's becoming the base for what you're singing
Correct.
or what you're learning on. So that sound, that tuning, if you literally like feed it into the child from a young age, you're never going to have issues.
Yeah.
Mm.
So it's that finesse in everything that you do is what makes the difference. So whatever that you're doing, look for finesse. Look for something where your child is having an edge over certain things and is able to, and is, I won't say put the pressure of acing it, but is striving to be the best, is striving to be the best version of themselves.
Consistent
Mm.
effort.
And consistent effort. Yeah, really. Like these sound like jargons. Unfortunately, these
No.
millennials are like they just come and they'll just go, and you're like, are you? You're supposed to do this. I'm not going to do it for you.
Oh, wait for the millennials to become moms and come for your classes.
Hey, we are millennials.
We are
Millennials,
millennials.
what are they? The
Gen
Gen
Z.
Z.
Gen Z.
It's so
Gen
millennial.
Z.
You
And the
don't even know
alphas
what
of
we
the
are.
world. Oh, God.
Yeah.
Don't even know what our kids are.
Exactly.
Alphas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't want them to be an alpha in front of you. So
Yeah. They're an alpha in my
Definitely
house
don't.
for sure.
Wow.
But I want to sort of maybe summarize
Yeah.
what you're saying. You're saying be present, observe your child as much as possible, let them take the lead, follow their lead when it
100%.
comes to
Yeah.
their interests or their
Don't do
aptitude.
everything.
Yeah, don't get
Yeah.
into this rat race of ye
Yeah.
bhi karna hai, wo bhi karna hai. It doesn't have to be
Absolutely.
Be
everything.
present, show up,
Yeah.
Show up.
be there for your kid, lots of love.
Yes,
Lots
love.
of love.
Lots of love.
Love is not buying gifts.
No, of course
Huh.
not.
So love doesn't equate
Love is
to
not bribery.
Yeah, love is
I mean,
the
some cases it is for
pure
me.
feeling. Sorry.
In some cases, love is bribery. Then we have to
Taking
really leave the house and it's not
Yeah.
happening.
Love is food also.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
But
Yeah, but
Fair
a
enough.
healthy love.
Right,
Let's
right.
put it
Yeah,
that way.
healthy
Let's,
love.
let's,
Like you're
let's-
not buying their love.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're not
yeah.
buying
And
their
also in terms of like, what you do for your kid every day, you show up for your kid, you give them choices, you help them be their own person, stand up for
Absolutely.
themselves.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
and
yeah.
music is wow.
Wow.
What a great thing it is. And I
And-
can attest to this. I know this now because there are moments when my older one will just cannot cope and just needs a moment. We've now done this thing where she gets her headphones, very cute headphones, which she's given us,
So cute.
and takes out the iPad. She's made a playlist with me. I've given her choices. She's made a playlist of her favorite songs, and she will sit with her headphones on, take a few moments, and just listen to music when she's really upset or when she's really angry or tired. She'll go on the couch, put on her music, take out 5 minutes, and she really comes back
Yeah.
emotionally regulated.
Yeah,
I think,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
to use the jargon.
Yeah, that's
But it
so
works.
sweet.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And if that little act is helping her center herself, then why not?
Yeah, her peaceful corner,
Yeah.
basically. I
It's
love
a
it.
little
Honestly,
so fun.
For
Yeah,
all
the
our
little-
listeners, we're going to put all of your details in
Yeah.
our description so
Sure.
that you can take your children for these amazing music classes that you
Aw.
offer.
Or just give her
Thank
a
you.
shout out and ask her to come and be a fly on your wall.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. And you
Yeah.
won't just learn about music, you're going to learn about so many other things
Yeah.
where it
How to
comes
be an amazing
parenting.
parent.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's so much to gain
Yeah.
from just
Yeah,
interacting with
yeah.
you. So really, thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for being here
Thank
today.
you
Thank
for
you,
existing in our
thank
Thank you
lives.
so much, Madhura.
Lots of love.
And for all of you out there, please reach out to her. Please share our podcast link with all your family and friends. Like, share,
Share,
subscribe.
subscribe.
Leave comments,
Sing
any
along,
questions that you
dance
might
along.
have.
Yeah.
Thank
So,
Thank
thank you for
you.
having me.
Thanks,
This is
Madhura.
wonderful. Thank
was
you.
so
Bye,
nice.
guys. Hope you enjoyed.